Dear friends, hello and welcome to iACT 6 Sigma modules. Now we are going to learn about one of the part of the statistical process control or the control chart. So here we are going to learn about P chart. To begin with, let's have a look at the agenda for today's module. So by the end of this module, you'll be able to explain about an introduction to P chart and an example using MiniTab for the creation of P chart. So let's get to know about P chart with an introduction. I hope by now you must have already seen the NP chart. So we are going to do a P chart now. P chart again belongs to attribute control chart, but the difference between NP chart and P chart is that NP chart was a type of control chart for non-conforming units, that is number of non-conforming units, whereas the P chart concentrates on proportion of non-conforming units. The non-conforming units again are also termed as defectives that are not acceptable and hence needs to be monitored and controlled. In NP chart we had the sample size that is constant, but for P chart the sample size varies. For better understanding, let's have a look at an example and let's create a P chart in MiniTab. So welcome to MiniTab for an example of P chart, and for the same we have already kept some data ready for that, and we have taken 5 days production and we have taken the sample size. For each day we have taken some samples and we have found out some defectives out of it. So each day roughly some samples were taken and the sample size, if you can see, is not constant over here. It is varying every day, and for each sample or the sample size we have some defectives or non-conformities, and we want to see the proportion of non-conformities to the sample size. So we are going to create a P chart for the data. So we'll go to the option Stats, Control Charts, and we're going to select Attributes Chart and P. We get a dialog box over here, and for the variables I'm going to select defectives because I want to see the defectives as variable for the sample size, or rather I want to see the proportion of defectives to the sample size for the given data. And clicking OK will give me a P chart of the defectives. So if you can see, the P value is already given here, and we have the lower control limit and the upper control limit. The most important is, if you can see, the upper control limit is not a straight line. The reason being the sample size varying, so the upper control limit is also changing for each sample size. And we have the defectives or the non-conformities plotted over here. Now when the sample size varies, the upper control limit is also changing. So this becomes a little difficult to interpret as to which one is highest, because for my data both these points seems to be more or less equal, and also the sample size is more or less the same. This problem is solved when I just place the mouse pointer on the point. So it gives me the proportion of the defectives to the sample size. So in this case the proportion is 0.33, and here the proportion is 0.41. So obviously this is more than this. So I can say 3, that is the production for day 3 is having more proportion of defectives or more defectives in its production. This is how a P chart is analyzed, interpreted and prepared in MiniTab. Hope this session was helpful to you. Thank you.